This is a reading for Leo for February of 2017. Valentine's, happy Valentine's Day, Leo. Here's your love, sex, and romance reading for the month. In your center, you have the Death card. So you have an ending that you are currently going through. Maybe a breakup. I don't know. We'll see what's going on here. It's interesting because your crossing card is the Lovers. So, yeah, the challenge, hey? It seems like, you know, the scenario I'm getting in my head here, I don't know, is that you may be having an ending due to the fact that you had cheated. So there may be something crossing here, but feels like you do have something here to work with. So we'll go from that. So basically you have an ending, you have a lover left over, and what is on your mind? The Knave of Wands. So really indulging, I mean, everything's about indulging with this sexual orientation here, but really diving into spiritual side of things. I feel like this is it's kind of a magical card, the Knave of Wands. I mean, it's really about getting down to business, but the attraction is absolutely mutual, I feel, in that. But anyway, the that's what's on your mind, right? Mutual attraction, indulging to a greater degree maybe than you have been. Maybe that's why you left or moved to, you know, to a situation where you're getting more satisfaction. For coupled, I'm not feeling that so much for coupled Leos, more for the single and dating, casually dating type. I feel like there was two on the line here, and just one was, you know, left because it was passionless, something like that. Now, what is passing away is the Knave of Pentacles. Now that's, you know, the beginnings of the control issues and controlling the situation. So it may be that someone was trying to control you, and that situation is now passing because of the ending. I'm feeling that that's kind of a link here. What is in your near future is the Seven of Pentacles. So there's some kind of a tie here, a karmic tie, that brings you to a person. Now, if you had a breakup, you may be breaking up with someone that was, you know, maybe helping you learn lessons, but you're breaking up to go with a stronger feeling, romantic situation, not romantic, physical situation. But you have to watch your control issues. But anyway, it seems like you're going to get into a situation where you're, you know, working with the ties here, with some kind of karmic ties, okay? So that's your near. Your distant future is the King of Swords. Now this card is conflictive to me. I have this man and this woman is, you know, is attending to the man, and it's like there's this other lady in the background. So you don't know if there's, you know, there's some kind of cheating going on here, or who that woman is. I get a sense, though, that she's somehow connected to the king. And it's like the king is being indulged, but it's almost like with her approval. So I don't get that. That scenario doesn't quite make sense to me, but maybe that's what's going on, is that you're kind of being in a relationship with two women, and one is threatening to end, yet they're still keeping an eye on you. Still keeping, you know, and this could work for guys, girls as well. I mean, girls could be running two men and then, you know, kind of letting them in on it, but the ones, you know, keeping things open, you know, open-minded. I don't know if that's open-minded or what's going on there, but kind of being watched over in the relationship. Like, is this going to go, you know? Because if we have a situation where there was something that ended because someone took off with someone else, that person that's been left is kind of watching, going, okay, what's going to happen now? Like, or is that going to be a good thing? Or am I going to be tossed to the side? That's the sense I'm getting here. Not so much romantic, but more situational. Not so much sexual either, really. So yeah. So as we go across here is the Ace of Chalices. So the Ace of Cups, so that's new relationship, new beginnings, new love. And it's all good and fluffy. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So that's like, you know, this earthly energy is really a controlling card. I mean, it's like this guy is just coming over her and just wanting to control her every move. Now, it's almost like, you know, this is the new relationship, the new direction you're going. I'm going to summarize for couples later, but it seems like I'm going with casually dating and singles here. So there's new love, but there's also the possibility that there can be, you know, a little bit of control issues coming up here. And then we have the Empress. So that's kind of like the, you know, the Empress is that womanly card that I feel she's very sensual, very much in her power, knows what she has to offer. She's more, if I can say it, I don't know if I can say it, she's more like the, I don't want to use the word slut, but she's more like the sensual one that is willing to go out there. Whereas, you know, the High Priestess is more the mature woman who's more knowledgeable. This one's a little more in her sexual energy and a little more gritty in that way. That's what I'm going to put it, gritty. She's more gritty sexually. So she knows her power. She knows, and I feel like, you know, it's very much, there's a situation here where each person knows their power, and the Leo may be overstepping the bounds in that way, but she's kind of prepared. In the end result here, we have the Six of Pentacles. So that's interesting, because we have a situation where we are really coming from depression, sadness, you know, having split. There's a guy in the background kind of looking, but it's like, you know, she could be into a situation where she's overindulging, period, or really overindulging because she has been left. So it's interesting. I feel this is distinctly different. Like, it's like this here has an energy, that has a different energy, and this, it may be connected along. It's almost like there's maybe a few suitors for these single Leos, a few suitors, and a few different directions, a few different energies for them. Now, if you are coupled, I have to dig into this energy. You may be having a situation where there is an ending to the sex that's going on, and that's the challenge that you're coming across. You may have had a stretch or coming to a time of a stretch of no sex, and you're fantasizing about it, wanting to have it, and there's some kind of control issues that are really circling about, and that is why I feel the root as to why the sex has stopped is maybe because one of the people feels control over manipulated, maybe. And also, you know, if you're in a relationship, it's of a karmic tie kind of way, and that there might be somebody looking onward, admiring what you seem to have, right? You may be pulling off this view of a good, solid relationship, when deep down, you know, it's like there are some issues there in the sexual way that seem to be coming out in February. And along the way, I feel like there's moments of clarity and wanting, you know, but there seems to be control issues here. And it may also lead to a point where we are going into a depression instead of speaking out to our partner. And I feel like for these coupled Leos, I feel like there may be a bit of, you know, for the men, they may be kind of being a little forceful, and the women may be a little bit, you know, trying to get those energies back. But I feel like there's got to be more communication rather than the physical stuff. They got to be talking a little more, thinking a little more deeper about what's going on here. Now, the clarification card flipped out on me. It's basically, treasure your loved ones. It's important to love others deeply. Now, for the singles, don't have too many others. It confuses things. But for the coupled, Leos, I'm getting a sense that you're just kind of not really paying enough attention. Now I gotta get in tune here. It's like you give attention when you want attention, but you're not giving attention when they want to get attention. You're not attending to that other person. You're more attending to your needs, and that seems to be the roughage here that's causing trouble. Is the other person is feeling neglected, is feeling slighted, and it's like, well, you only want it when you want it. I want it when I want it, and you don't. You know, it's like these Leos are just zoning out when you know, I feel like there's a male Leo that has got a female that is like, you know, she's really kind of throwing her wills around sexually. She's trying to get you riled up in certain ways. And it's like, if you are not in the mood, it is just getting glossed over. It's not being seen. And I feel like that's really what is causing this person to get really upset. It's almost like a refusal to them, but yet it's not, because it's just, I'm busy, I'm this, I'm that. But you really do have to, you know, treasure your loved ones. Take time out of your day, and whether it's work, whatever that's getting in the way, try and tend to them when it's on their schedule instead of on your schedule. That might help a little bit. And also discuss a little more. There seems to be some deep ties here with these couples, and even with the ones that aren't coupled, that are coming into relationships. There's some lessons here, some heavy lessons that they're going to be learning, and not getting really heavy sex things, other than, you know, really deep lessons, life learning lessons. Like, we're coming back out of the sex and romance, getting into life lessons here. And it's really about how you can be, you know, the give and take in a relationship. I think these Leos are just takers, and they need to learn to give and take, and not only on their schedule, but on someone else's schedule. And then you get rewarded for that. Oh yeah, you get rewarded. It pays off. Don't worry about it. So just look at it from the other person's point of view, because I'm getting some females here that are being slighted. Some females that are with Leo males that are feeling like, yeah, they're really passive in that way, and that's the way the Leos prefer. But they really got to start thinking about, you know, given when they really don't. And I'm not saying going beyond boundaries here. I'm just saying, you know, when you feel you haven't got time, there's always time. There's always time for a little bit of fun. Like, you just get in there and you just do it, and you enjoy it once you're there. And I mean, like I said, this not within your boundaries, right? Within your morals here. I don't want to throw those out the window, but you really have to kind of, a Leo can be very selfish in that way. It's like, you serve me. So we need to think of the other person. You serve them, and it really does pay off in both ways. So treasure your loved ones. It's just really taking care and looking outside of yourself, Leos, I think, is being less selfish and less lavish for yourself. Like, you're looking at all the lavish coming at you, but you need to kind of start spreading it outwards. And not only that, when it's good for them, not just good for you. So a little bit of selfish issue there with some of the Leos and the sexual side of things. But yeah, kind of a mixed bag there. But I feel like the solid ones are just going through a phase that could really, if there's no communication here, could really go off on a little bit of a lot of sadness and depression if we're not communicating. So that's another thing. Just talk about the sex and what you like and what you don't like. And you might be surprised at what you get, what you're not seeing your partner come up with, you know, and say, "Woo, you know, this, I've been feeling like this," and you have no clue. So yeah, you kind of need to talk about the sex lives in order to get, you know, not only what you want, but give them what, you know, so you're able to give out what is wanted from your partner. So that is for Leos for the month of February. Happy Valentine's Day 2017. Take care, be kind, and have fun.